everybody, it's Tiara Breon, and you are now watching Keep It Real T, coming to you with my advice, my opinions, and don't you forget it. You can send all inquiries to tiarabreon@gmail.com. I'll make sure I put that below. Also, for all of my anonymous people out there who don't want me to see the questions that they send me or the topics that they want me to speak about, I created an Ask FM, so you could send all of those inquiries to www.ask.fm/keepitrealt. I know a few of y'all know what Ask FM is. I remember when I was in like high school or middle school, that's where, you know, everybody be like, do you like me? Do you want to fight so-and-so? So yeah. Everything I discuss will remain confidential, and I am not a doctor, so any advice that I give is just based off of personal and external experiences. Okay? All right, y'all, now we can get things shit peppin', okay? So I received 2 questions from a male friend of mine, and he really just wanted me to talk about this, and although I felt like the answer was oh so simple, I'm still gonna answer this question anyway because I love my friend and that's what friends do, okay? All right, so his first question was, if a man always wants to be intimate in a relationship, does the woman only think he is there for that one thing? And I had to clarify this with him because I feel like intimacy has different levels to it, and you know, different segments to it. So in his regards, he's speaking about sex. So if a man always wants to have sex in a relationship, does the woman think he's only there for that one thing? And in all honesty, hold on, my friend Lauren, you know, she got something to say to y'all. Bro, yes, she's gonna think you're there for that one thing. But no, let me not even be biased with my answer. I just have a question too as well, and here's where I see the difference in between those answers. If you guys started off your relationship you know, sexually, only meeting up during booty call hours, only talking to each other after 10 o'clock, honestly, if y'all after that 10 o'clock shit, like if your relationship started off with that, then I honestly feel like she can't, I mean, at the same time, she can't necessarily feel that you're there for that one thing, only because I can say that you just have to be aware of how you start off certain situations. And I can say like this, if this was the case and you guys did start off your relationship sexually, the woman really has to be aware of what she's putting herself into. All right, a lot of times, and I'm not saying that it's always women and it's always men because I don't want to be sexist and stereotypical, but most of the time when situations do start off like this, starting off in a sexual manner, lust often gets perceived in the wrong way. And I'd say that after that, the woman starts to think, oh, like, you know, I like him, and you know where we should be together, he likes me, we should pop things off. And honestly, I just feel like if you start off your relationship like that, you really don't give anything for that man to like, to respect, to love. Yeah, he might admire some qualities about you, and he might have known you beforehand, but in all honesty, if a man can receive it that quick, and I'm not saying do your little one night stands and that's cool, or you know, if you want to start having sex on the first night, that's okay, but all I'm saying is just be aware and be cautious of how things are going to roll after that. Don't really think that it's gonna go anywhere when that's just how it started off. And honestly, if a guy knows that he can get it like that, he's gonna continue to tell you what you want to hear because he knows that he's gonna get it and you're gonna be ready, available to give it to him. So be cautious. And I mean, if your relationship did start off like that, then honey, yes, he probably does just want that one thing. But if your relationship didn't start off like that and you guys actually built a foundation, you guys really know each other, and you know, you've already had those moments of interacting and figuring out what she likes, what she doesn't like, what she loves, you know, what's her favorite food, what's her favorite color. If you guys started off your relationship like that and she's feels like you're being overly sexual, and she brings that up to you and you don't respect it or don't take that into consideration, and you still try to do sexual acts and push her to do something that she clearly told you she was not comfortable with, then yes, she's going to think that you're there for that one thing, especially after you all talked about it. And I really, honestly, it really depends on that girl, to be honest. But I mean, if she voiced that to you and you don't respect it, then of course she's gonna feel some type of way. And we're women, like, you know, we have our whole different emotions. Like, we're fucking powerful, we're freaking awesome, but you know, you're gonna hear what she wants to say. Also too, if you know you're telling her that you're not just there for sex and you're not showing her, it's one thing between voicing something and actually doing it. Actions speak louder than words. We all know that quote. So if you're over here telling her, baby, it's not like that, you know, it's more than just sex, if you're not really showing her that you actually care about her beyond the physical, then of course she's really gonna think that you're just there for that one thing. A lot of times too, people be all about that talk, all about that yik yak. I don't know, I don't want to hear you talk about it. And a lot of times women too, we really know, and I'd say everybody, because everyone has an intuition, but a lot of times we get that feeling, and to us women out there, we get that feeling when something's not right, or you feel like, you know, it's not gonna go a certain way. We all know it, but we still try to continue just to see, like, okay, we need to physically see, like, you know, if stuff is going to actually change, if the feeling that I'm getting is correct and true. So yeah, honestly, if you're always trying to be sexual with your woman, I honestly would feel like that you are just there for that one thing. If you're telling me that you care about me, but your actions say less, then hell yes, I'm going to feel like all you want to do is get at it with me, and that's just not where it's at. So that answers that question. Also, his other question was well, he really just wanted me to talk about the importance of trust in a relationship, and even romantic partnerships, friendships, community relationships, job relationships. I honestly feel like trust is the foundation of everything. It's one of the building blocks of life. If you don't even trust yourself, first off, forget everybody else. If you have no trust in yourself, you will honestly be living life chaotically. You wouldn't find any happiness or completion in whatever you do, and it's just honestly not the way to live. If you can't even trust in yourself, that's hard, and that's hard. You really have to feel like you are capable of doing whatever you want to do, and that you can do it, and that you have everything that you need to do it. Trusting in friendships and relationships, I mean, you're not going to get that far if you don't put your trust into that person, and it's just always going to cause an argument. It's always going to cause havoc because you don't trust no one. You can create your own little scenarios in your head and it just be an issue because of trust. So I feel like trust is a really fundamental part of any relationship that you have. A friendship, I mean, that's one of the key qualities that we look for in a friend. If I can't confide in you, if I can't rely on you to be here and trust you to be there at a certain time and know that, you know, you're gonna do whatever I told you I needed help with. Even at work, if you can't trust your employees, I don't know, I feel like there's a lot of turnover rates with jobs too because of them just not taking trust in their employees and believing that they are capable of doing the job. Community wise, I mean, it takes the whole community to come together and to create change. So if we can't even trust in one another, it's always going to be a back and forth. If you can't find a way to believe in that next person, believe in your friend or your romantic partner, it's always going to be an issue. Something is always going to be an issue, and it's just not going to work out the way you want it to work out. So I think trust is very important, and everything starts with yourself. That's one of the main things that I know. Trusting in yourself, knowing that you're capable of doing whatever you put your mind to because you can do it, and just know that you have all of the necessary things you need to get where you gotta go. All right. And sometimes, I mean, it just takes you. It doesn't take the external, it doesn't take whatever it is on the outside. It starts with you first. And if you have that drive, that ambition, and that confidence and that will, you got it. You got that trust in yourself, and that's all you need. If you could trust yourself, I know a lot of people say they got trust issues, but I feel like you can trust the next person just because you know that, you know, what you got, all you got is yourself. But my camera is starting to flash, and I think it's telling me, hey, yo, T, you need to stop talking because you about to run out of space. But I feel like I pretty much voiced everything that I wanted to say on here. Again, if you have anything you want me to talk about, any topics you want me to speak about, any advice you need, or you want my opinion on something, again, you can email me at tiarabrion@gmail.com, or you can hit me up on AskFM, www.ask.fm/keepitrealt, okay? Y'all, it was a pleasure of talking to you guys, and yeah, I'm about to be out DB, okay? Peace, y'all. You know.
Hey everyone! My little corny butt. What's up? It's Tiara Brion, and you are now watching
Keep It Real T, coming to you with my advice, my opinions, and don't you forget it.
Also, anything I discuss is from if you.
Alright guys, let's get friendship happy. Well, you're now watching Keep It Real T.
I can get you. I like the way you work